So we open up this week's edition of TNA Impact Wrestling with Hulk Hogan, of course, because he seems to open every show right now. Announces Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles at Slammiversary and says that he doesn't care if AJ joins the Aces and Eights. This leads him to want to thank Abyss, only for everyone's favourite lawyer, Joseph Park, to come out. And he goes face-to-face with Devon and D'Lo Bryan, and that kind of sets up a match for later on in the evening when D'Lo says he wants to take care of Joseph Park later tonight and take care of family business.
A quick straight opener, but my complaints about this is that one, Hogan saying he doesn't care, but for weeks and weeks and weeks now, they've been trying to get AJ on their side, trying to get answers out of him. The second thing is, they've been building up this James Storm AJ feud. People are dying to see, people want to see it, but for the last minute, they've moved it onto Kurt Angle, just to put Kurt Angle onto the card. Well, I think Storm would have been the better match to give Storm at least some, or at least a feud for Storm.
Yes, he is involved in something with Slammiversary, which we'll go forward onto in a minute. But Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles, we've seen this match many times, but I guess AJ Styles has got this new character. We'll see how that goes.
And just let me say, the whole, Angle said, me and you, one more time. It looks like AJ may have another partner for one more time.
Bobby Roode versus Chavo Guerrero. We didn't really care too much about this match. Out comes James Storm to spit in Roode's face with beer. That was teasing him in the tag team match, which we'll get onto later. Kurt Angle calls out AJ Styles. He wants AJ to come out and fight. Out comes Mr. Anderson instead, saying that next week we're going to witness the patching in of AJ Styles in the Aces and Eights, and they end up brawling only for AJ Styles to floor Angle when they meet in the ring, kind of hyping up their match at Slammiversary now.
The Anderson and Angle, I'm glad that didn't come to another match because we've seen them two face each other in cage and stuff before. But when it came to this, AJ giving his answer. Last time they teased this, AJ don't do it. But the fact that you had the Ace and Eights saying we're guaranteed him to join us. So it's all building up to what is AJ actually going to do and give AJ hopefully a feud or something coming from his answer.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll join the Aces and Eights. I still think he'll be a loner. That would be the best way to go. We had this gut check sort of Bound for Glory Series entry tournament semi-final match between Jay Bradley and Christian York. They both got interviews before the match, and the winner, Jay Bradley, actually got a post-match interview. I'm guessing the winner of the next match will face the winner of this match, and then the winner of that match will go through to be in the BFG series. It's a nice concept, I feel, just to get some new faces in there.
And the thing I learned about these promos is that Kenny King could be a King stripper.
Yeah, okay, we'll move on to the X Division stuff later. Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky. I didn't really care too much about this. Velvet Sky got the roll-up win after Gail hits her finisher. And also, while Velvet Sky has this knee injury, we've seen this match a lot of times now. I don't really care.
My main focus of this was a backstage segment with Mickie James, who wanted to be in a place. She wanted a match at Slammiversary. She was given a match next week for the championship. So Mickie James is someone I want to see on TV. Everyone's begging for a heel turn. So the more times we get on TV, there's still a chance we could get that. Yeah,
we get Gail Kim attacks Velvet Sky from behind and puts her in the figure four around the ring post, as she's done to Terra and Torella, she's done to Terra. So it looks like Mickie James versus Velvet Sky for the Knockouts Championship next week should be an easy win for Mickie James, right? I mean, she's got this newfound want to win the Knockouts Championship. Velvet Sky is injured. You'd think Mickie James would have to win next week now, surely.
I would like to say no. I would like to see, yes, they're probably doing it so it can happen. But I prefer to see at a pay-per-view, and that's coming up in a few weeks. So if you can have like Gail Kim interfere this, screw the match, then it turns to a triple threat or a Mickie James and Velvet proper match at Slammiversary. I'm just looking forward to seeing what they do, but Mickie James needs, as she's been begging for, the centre of attention back.
They've actually spotlighted the X Division this week. They did a good job going into this match. They hyped up with a video package. They had some interviews. Didn't get their entrances shown, though, did they? For Chris Sabin, Kenny King, and Peter Williams for the X Division Championship. This got 7.5 minutes, and this is probably the longest an X Division match has had for quite some time. I enjoyed watching this. It was good.
This was a good match. This shows us back that there is still an X Division when TNA concentrates on it. You've put the three good competitors in the match. Again, I'm going to say, with these three possibly being the best you've got, could this still be a rematch, or at least these three happening again at Slammiversary.
Well, with the new rules of the X Division, Peter Williams is now out, and apparently at Slammiversary now it's going to be Kenny King, Chris Sabin, and Suicide in an Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship at Slammiversary. And I think you had to keep Sabin and King in there, so Peter Williams was the right person to hit to get the pin. They cut off it very quickly, though, which is, again, they had so much great build going into it, no interest in them, they just cut off it. Daniels versus Hernandez. Yeah, they didn't really care too much about this match either. Again, James Storm comes out to distract Daniels to give Hernandez the win with a shoulder block. Shoulder block is a weak finish to the match. You have James Storm announcing that him and a partner will go up against Wet Dream Team, Bad Implements, and Los Stereotypicos in a 4-way tag team match for the TNA Tag Team Championships at Slammiversary, which, even though it's not the best thing for James Storm, at least it's something for James Storm with some kind of direction.
I'm liking the fact, I like Daniels' matches, I like them, but yes, this match didn't feel like a Daniels match to die to watch. This match happening at Slammiversary, yes, like Dan said, it's not the best thing for Storm. This mystery opponent, at least it's got some more weeks to build. It still could be a good match, but again, I think it was also to help to get Storm on the card.
Probably so. Joseph Park versus D'Lo Brown is hyped up in the opening segment. If Park wins, he gets Devon, apparently. And I think this match has now been announced for the Slammiversary card on the website after Joseph Park picks up the win after parking up. Did you like what I said there? Parking up because I'm Mr. Parkin. Get it? No?
Very funny. The thing that broke here was the Abyss thing, that whole blood thing. They're bringing that back after a period of it being teased, then not being teased, but coming back. With the whole Abyss return, maybe this is when they finally realise that Joseph Parks and Abyss have a split personality or split character.
All I can say is that Slammiversary, Devon hasn't done anything with the TV Championship. Give it to Joseph Park at least, and hopefully this will mean D'Lo Brown is now out of the Aces and Eights. Now he's lost to Joseph Park, who is a lawyer. Sting versus Bully Ray contract signing for Slammiversary. This was a good main event segment in my opinion. We got some stipulations announced. Sting wanted a no-holds-barred match. That should make it more interesting and help play to Sting's inability to really put on a good match now due to his age. But he only allows it, Bully Ray, if Sting, this is his last shot at the championship. And that's a good decision in my opinion because we're getting tired of Sting getting all these championship shots. And if he loses, it's going to be his last shot of the title ever. So that's a good thing. I like that stipulation. That was needed.
I think the stipulation is going to give us the hope of Bully Ray to win because obviously when the Bully Ray was explaining why, I want you to wrestle until you die with the fact that you can never hold this championship again. That reasoning kept Sting around and also to make him lose. I'm really hoping he does lose because, yes, you do expect the bigger guy in the company to put the other talents over, but with Sting trying to look on his own finisher on numerous wrestlers and his age, it doesn't really give the fans the match they want to see.
It's a big stipulation to a big pay-per-view match, essentially. They've made it a little bit bigger this way. Rather than just being Sting, Bully Ray, it's now got some kind of big stipulation. And an intense final segment, I felt some good promo work between these two with a good stipulation. So I felt this was a good main event segment. And going on to our overall... Hang on a minute. I'm just getting news from our producers that BBC apparently have some breaking news. So let's go right over to them. Welcome to BBC Breaking News. I am your host, David Smith. So as we are aware, over the last few months there has been a circulation of news that the 4th Dimension Fool Killer and Terminator NJ feud will intensify after 4th Dimension Fool Killer laid down the gauntlet to Terminator NJ by challenging him to a match at TNA's 11th anniversary show, Slammiversary, with their internet careers on the line. And joining me now on the line is Terminator NJ.
Yes, get on with it.
Now Terminator NJ, the big question everyone wants to know is, are you going to accept 4th Dimension Fool Killer's challenge for a match at TNA's Slammiversary pay-per-view?
Believe me when I say this, I don't need no fucking BBC interview to give my answer. Listen to me very carefully, worthless mortals. I've enjoyed hearing 4th Dimension Fool Killer go on and on and on, each and every week, putting himself over like he's some kind of god. Well, believe me, if he's God, I'm the devil himself, and when it comes to Slammiversary, this mortal will lay down before me as I bury him alive, because my answer is yes. And believe me, 4th Dimension Fool Killer, The best is yet to come. And this fucking interview is over. I'm done with wasting my time with a worthless mortal like you and your pathetic fucking viewers.
Well, I guess you had things to do. If you want to watch this extravaganza, tune into either the British Fist review or Full Killers review of the Slammiversary TNA pay-per-view. I have been your host, David Smith, on this BBC Breaking News Report, and as Terminator NJ would say himself, goodbye, worthless mortals.